Hey y'all, hey, it's Pretty Girl Tata Styles here for another confessional. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button, share, like, comment. It's that simple, and I appreciate y'all. So, this confessional is about my first Brazilian wax experience, okay? Yes, it's that serious. I have to take a deep breath before sharing this story because it's an interesting one. About a month and a half ago, I've always been curious about getting a Brazilian wax. I have friends that get them all the time. And then on the other hand, I hear all these crazy stories about how much pain it is. I'm a risk taker. So I'm like, you know what? I won't judge it until I experience it. So I started doing my research, just trying to figure out like how do you prepare for a Brazilian wax and the cost and everything. So I was noticing a lot of these Brazilian wax places was charging like between 40 to $65 for Brazilian wax, honey, and I'm like, okay, I'm a pretty girl on a budget. So I took it to Groupon, my best friend, to see, if there were any Brazilian wax places locally near me that, had a Groupon special. Cause I live for a good Groupon special, okay? So I went on Groupon. Now I just don't. Now one thing about me, yes, the price will grab my attention, but I'm all about reviews. So I'm big on reading reviews and just making sure that it's legit and that I won't have any issues because that's like you're in my private area. So I need to make sure that you're thorough and this everything is gonna be cool. So I ended up finding a Brazilian wax place that had a Groupon for $15, and I said $15 or $40. The price was definitely right, but I also read the reviews, and it was some pretty good reviews. And the place was about maybe 10 minutes away from me, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it, and it was $15. I purchased it. So when I went to the place, I redeemed my coupon. Of course, they put my information in the system to make sure I do not use another Groupon, okay? So when I first walked in the door, it was cool. It was a place they did threading and waxing. We went into this small, intimate room, and she had it set up and everything, and it was actually I want to say she was an Indian woman. Um, and she had the baby powder set up. She had the strips. I, I'll get back to that in a minute. Um, but it was just like a bed with paper on top, and she had two different types of wax. It was a wax for sensitive skin and then the regular wax. And I definitely went with the sensitive skin wax because I am very sensitive down there, and I just want to make sure that she's taken care of, okay? So, and I think I researched beforehand that you should take like a Tylenol or ibuprofen or something before, like at least 35 to 45 minutes before. So I did that. So, just to kind of relax your nerves and calm you down. So I did that. I was nervous, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous, okay? So I laid down, and if you guys don't know the difference between like a bikini wax and a Brazilian wax is everything. So, I mean, from your cooter, all of the pubic hair in your cooter, and all of the pubic hair going all the way up your butt crack. Sorry for my, but we women, we can talk about that. It is what it is. So I got the Brazilian wax. Okay. So I prepared for this first strip. She put the wax down. It was warm. It wasn't too hot or anything. And she had strips. First one, she started on the inner thighs. Woo! My. I will never forget that. Y'all, when I tell you that really caught me off guard, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is a Brazilian wax. Okay. That was a rough start. It was definitely a rough start. I'm like, okay, all right. So, when she pulled the strip, she hurried up and put baby powder on it, and just to kind of calm it down, and it helped. It helped a little bit. Okay. So when she started to go inside, like where the lips, and literally ripping my soul out of my body, I look up and I started panicking because I'm bleeding. I'm like, okay, wait, is that normal? Why am I bleeding? She's like, don't worry about it. It's your first time getting waxed. It's normal. It happens. Ooh, when I tell you I went into a panic attack after I saw blood. So she like hurried up and pat the blood off, put some baby powder down there. When I tell y'all, I felt like a baby. With all the baby powder she put down there, I felt like she was changing my diaper instead of waxing me. So that was a little nerve-wracking because I'm like, okay, I didn't expect to bleed. I mean, I get it. You ripping my hair from the root, but that definitely caught me off guard. I would say the worst part of the area down there are the lips. Like when you get really close to that center. After the third wax strip, I was shedding tears. I had to pause. She's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't listen. When I tell y'all, I literally had tears coming down my face, telling this woman, please give me a second. I'm sorry. It's just a little more painful than what I expected. Yes, it was painful. Honey, what? And then I had a whole half of lip for her to wax. Oh, honey, I needed a pause, okay? I needed a break. I was at that point, when we were in the halfway point of getting my Brazilian wax, and I literally was boohoo crying in that room. I prayed like I never prayed before, y'all. Like, seriously, I said, Lord, ain't no turning back, because I'm not about to walk out of this establishment with a half bald and half hairy cooter. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm like, look, Lord, if you can get me through this, I promise you I will change my ways. Y'all, it was terrible, but I got through it. When I tell y'all, I was clenching the side of that bed so hard. Whoo! I'm just gonna get to it. It was very painful. Very, very painful. And you know what? Surprisingly, the least amount of pain was around the anus, around the butt area. That was the least amount of pain. But that was an experience, y'all. Now, I'm not trying to steer y'all away from getting a Brazilian wax, but my experience, I think I would have went about it differently. I would have did a little bit more research. But that was tough for me, y'all. That was really tough. Now, I will say, I left that wax place feeling, now I was really sensitive. That's one thing about, after getting your wax, you're very sensitive down here, and it's a little sore. But it was so smooth. Ooh, that was the best part about getting a Brazilian wax. Of course, during that time, it was the worst. But the aftermath, I was really pleased with my results. I've never seen, my private area so smooth and so clear. And it was just like everything. And then as far as, they say it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for your hair to fully grow back, because you know, when you go back to get another Brazilian wax, you have to let your hair fully grow back in order to go back and get another one. But now that is true. It did take about 4 weeks for my hair to fully grow back. So I was enjoying every bit of the no hair down there game. So I was very satisfied with that. Now that was life. But I'm still trying to debate if I want to go back and get a follow-up Brazilian wax. I still have a little bit of time, but I'm just like, ooh wee. It was tough, y'all. But I would say if you do decide to get your Brazilian wax, definitely do your research as far as how to prepare for Brazilian wax, because you know, in the after fact, there were some things that I did not do that could have decreased the pain during my experience. I may just go get another one just to do a follow-up so I can just give y'all the tea. But it was an interesting. I would just say do your research, know the difference between the waxes, and know your body. And don't be afraid to use Groupon. But make sure you do your research. Read the reviews. You know, go on their website. Look at their testimonials. Look at their other products and services that they offer. And go from there. And it's that simple. So I will be following up maybe on my Brazilian wax experience. But again, thank you all so much. Thank you, pretty girls, for subscribing, for tuning in. If you're wondering where I got this bomb tea from, it's from my online store, prettystyles.com. So check it out, because I know it's a bunch of chocolate, pretty chocolate, and blessed chicks out there to represent in confidence. So thank y'all. Love y'all. Mwah.